Stéphane is really known in the Java community because he was one of the people who was working from the beginning in this Spring Boot thing. Hello,
Hi,
how are you feeling today?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm going to start the interview asking you about this topic, this thing. I find it really interesting, and I'd want to know what's supposed for you to be working from the beginning in framework that has changed so much the Java ecosystem.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we did expect that. We're very happy about it. One thing that we've seen is new members from different community joining us. Like we had at some point plenty of PHP developers. They were looking for alternatives and Java may not be the thing that they like. And they found Spring Boot to be really interesting and quite easy to use. So I think it's really great because we have developers from different community coming with different ideas, different feedback, different ways and different views on developing software. And that makes what Spring Boot is richer by that, because by the feedback that you get, the more feedback you get, the better the project becomes.
Yeah. Talking about Spring Boot, I don't know how it's for a developer who has never used Spring Boot before. How can he manage all the? Is it difficult for him to manage all that magic, all that automation that's happening from behind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think there is really two steps using Spring Boot. You have the getting started experience, which indeed feels a bit magic when you don't know it. On one hand, when you're trying new techniques, new libraries, they work and you don't really understand why they work. And it's always the same thing in computer science. I mean, software development is hard, right? It's not easy. So when you need to go deeper, then you need to understand what's going on behind the scenes. And we provide a few tools for that. We provide the auto configuration report, which tells you what was enabled, what wasn't enabled, and why. We've improved that in the latest release with more information, and we intend to improve that even further in the future. With Spring Boot 2, we have great ideas to improve that even furthermore.
Would you recommend to adopt Spring Boot for a microservices app?
Yeah, sure. Spring Boot is not a microservices framework, even though we've heard that here and there. You can actually build a monolith with it, or you can build a batch application with it. You don't need to build the web applications to use Spring Boot, so there's really plenty of use cases. So yeah, if you have microservices, there are plenty of things in Spring Boot that helps you, like the 12 factors app, 12-factor apps principle that you can use. And yeah, there's no reason why you wouldn't want to use it. I'm not going to say the opposite, right?
Yeah, that's right. And last but not least, what would be the cost if a team decided to adopt this Spring Boot for the first time? What would be the cost for them?
I think it really depends on what project they're currently working on. If they're working on a legacy project, then obviously if you're using something new, there are some impacts, like you need to make sure to upgrade your dependency, you need to use modern version of the libraries that you want to use. And that's I think the biggest impact if you're working on an existing application. If you're working on a new application, it's always the same thing. Whenever you adapt a new library, there's a cost attached to it. And I wouldn't think that the cost attached to using Spring Boot is much higher than any other library. I think we've done our best to help you in the process, the getting started experience, and help you along the way to production. We've invested a lot in that, so I believe it's a good solution.
Okay, so thank you for your time, Stéphane, and see you around the conference.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.